Maryland may be one of the smallest states in America, but it's overflowing with strange stories, ghostly legends, and unsolved mysteries that have baffled locals and terrified travelers for centuries. From phantom ships and lost treasures to creatures lurking in the woods, Maryland has earned its reputation as a hotspot of the unexplained. Tonight, we'll explore 10 of the most chilling mysteries from the old Line State. Stick around until the end, where we uncover the tale that inspired one of the most famous horror films ever made. 10. The Curse of Crybaby Bridge. Scattered across Maryland are multiple bridges nicknamed Crybaby Bridge, but the most infamous lies in Prince George's County. According to legend, a young mother, overwhelmed by despair, threw her infant into the waters below. Now, if you stop your car in the middle of the bridge at night, roll down the windows, and wait in silence, you'll supposedly hear the faint cries of a baby echoing through the darkness. Some drivers have gone further, claiming that when they check their cars afterward, tiny handprints appear on the windows as if an unseen child had pressed against the glass. Paranormal investigators say the bridge radiates an unsettling energy, with sudden drops in temperature and strange static interfering with electronic devices. Skeptics argue it's nothing but imagination fueled by folklore, but locals know better. Few are brave enough to linger too long after nightfall. 9. The vanishing of the schooner Peggy Stewart in 1774. The Peggy Stewart was burned in Annapolis Harbor during a fiery protest against British taxation. The flames were meant to send a message, but here's the strange part: for decades afterward, sailors whispered that the Peggy Stewart never truly died. Entire crews reported seeing a schooner with glowing sails silently gliding across the Chesapeake Bay, vanishing into the mist before they could approach. Some say the ghostly ship appears only on foggy nights, a burning outline flickering along its hull. Others claim it sails on stormy evenings, a warning to all who see it that rebellion comes with a price. Was it simply a ship destroyed in anger? Or is the Peggy Stewart cursed to forever replay its fiery fate on Maryland's waters? 8. The legend of the Snallygaster. Few Maryland legends are as bizarre as the Snallygaster. Early German settlers in the 1700s described a winged, dragon-like creature with razor-sharp talons and a metallic beak. They claimed it would swoop from the skies to snatch livestock, and, in some accounts, even children. In 1909, the Snallygaster made headlines when newspapers across Maryland reported a rash of sightings. Witnesses described a half-bird, half-reptile monster screeching overhead. One account even claimed the beast sucked the blood from its victims. Some believed it was tied to Maryland's mining industry, lurking near caves and mountainsides. Others thought it was a tall tale meant to scare children indoors. Yet, for generations, families have passed down chilling encounters with the Snallygaster. And if you venture into the woods of western Maryland, some swear you can still hear its unearthly cry. 7. The haunting of Antietam battlefield. The Battle of Antietam in 1862 remains the bloodiest single day in American history, with over 23,000 soldiers dead, wounded, or missing. Today, the battlefield is peaceful, but only on the surface. Visitors often report hearing phantom gunfire, the distant roll of drums, and cries of agony drifting across the fields. One chilling story comes from a group of students visiting the Sunken Road, also known as Bloody Lane. They claimed to hear the faint sound of soldiers singing, and when they listened closely, it matched the melody of Deck the Halls. Historians later pointed out that a Confederate regiment had sung that very carol to keep up their spirits before the fighting began. Were the students imagining things, or did they stumble across a spectral memory trapped in time? 6. The mystery of the Goatman. In the quiet woods near Bowie lurks one of Maryland's strangest legends, the Goatman. Described as a towering, half-human, half-goat figure wielding an axe, he's said to stalk teenagers and mutilate pets. The legend exploded in the 1950s, with locals blaming strange animal deaths on the beast. One version of the story claims the Goatman was once a scientist working at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. After a bizarre experiment involving goats went horribly wrong, he was transformed into a monster. Another tale paints him as an ancient spirit of the woods, angered by human encroachment. Sightings continue to this day, with drivers claiming to see glowing eyes in the trees or hear heavy hoofbeats on lonely backroads. Real creature, vengeful spirit, or just an urban legend gone wild? No one can say for sure. 5. The haunted house of Dr. Samuel Mudd. Dr. Samuel Mudd became infamous for setting the broken leg of John Wilkes Booth after Lincoln's assassination. Accused of conspiracy, Mudd was imprisoned but later pardoned. His home in Waldorf still stands, preserved as a museum, and many say it's haunted. Visitors report hearing footsteps pacing upstairs when no one is there, sudden cold spots, and doors opening on their own. Tour guides claim they've seen the shadow of a man limping through the halls, possibly Booth himself, retracing his desperate escape. Others believe it's Mudd's restless spirit, forever tied to the fateful decision that destroyed his reputation. Whatever the truth, the house carries a heavy, uneasy silence that visitors never forget. 4. The ghosts of Point Lookout. Point Lookout, at the southern tip of Maryland, once held one of the largest Civil War prison camps, where thousands of Confederate soldiers suffered and died. Today, it is infamous as one of the most haunted places in America. Ghost hunters report full-bodied apparitions wandering the shoreline, the sound of boots marching across empty ground, and disembodied voices calling out in the night. Rangers patrolling the area have seen glowing orbs drifting among the trees and heard whispers urging them to leave. Some claim the spirits of starving prisoners linger still, trapped where they met their horrific fate. Point Lookout has earned its reputation as a place where history refuses to rest. 3. The disappearance of the USS Cyclops. In 1918, the USS Cyclops, a massive Navy cargo ship carrying more than 300 men, vanished on its way to Baltimore. The ship never sent a distress signal. No wreckage was ever recovered. It simply disappeared. Some point to the stormy seas as the cause. Others blame German U-boats during World War I. But more mysterious theories tie its disappearance to the Bermuda Triangle, though the Cyclops vanished much farther north than that notorious zone. Families waited for word that never came, and to this day, the fate of the ship remains unknown. It's one of the greatest unsolved maritime disappearances in US history. 2. The Silver Bell of Baltimore. Legend has it that Baltimore's First Unitarian Church once possessed a massive bell made of silver, cast in the early 1800s. During the Civil War, as Union forces worried about Confederate raids, the bell vanished without a trace. Some say it was melted down to make bullets and cannonballs. Others claim it was secretly buried under the city to keep it safe. Treasure hunters have searched basements, tunnels, and even the sewers of Baltimore, hoping to strike silver. To this day, the missing bell remains one of Maryland's most tantalizing lost treasures, and some believe it still waits beneath the city, hidden in plain sight. 1. The Blair Witch of Burkittsville. No mystery from Maryland is more famous than the Blair Witch. According to local legend, in the late 1700s a woman named Ellie Kedward was accused of witchcraft and banished into the woods near Burkittsville. The following year, all of her accusers vanished. For centuries afterward, strange symbols appeared carved into trees, children went missing, and ghostly figures were seen in the forest. In 1940, a group of children disappeared near the woods. Searchers later found them dead, in bizarre ritualistic positions. Decades later, in 1999, the legend inspired the Blair Witch Project, one of the most successful independent films ever made. But locals insist the stories long predate Hollywood. Whether it's folklore, mass hysteria, or something truly supernatural, the Blair Witch legend continues to terrify anyone who dares to step into those cursed woods. From ghostly battlefields and haunted houses to missing ships and monsters in the night, Maryland's unsolved mysteries blur the line between history and legend. Which of these stories do you think holds the darkest truth? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Top 10s and Tales, and ring the bell so you never miss more eerie mysteries from across America.